This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. We all know moving is not an easy task, and Venice's Wildlife Center is learning that firsthand.
The nonprofit Wildlife Center has a brand new home, and now it's time to settle in. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us with more details. Christopher?
Good evening, and it may not look like much right now, but very soon the center would like to transform this home and really their whole new property into a fully operational animal hospital and rehabilitation center.
This is where our large seabird complex is going to be.
This is a big change for the Wildlife Center of Venice. In 2004, the foundation set its roots on this property. They had even hoped to purchase it.
Property owner changed her mind and decided to stay, and that really broke a lot of people's hearts and really left us not knowing what we were going to do.
The Suncoast's largest wildlife rehabilitation center was nearly homeless until a property only 300 feet away went onto the market, and the owner did want to sell.
We were so excited when he called us first, but then I had to figure out how to raise the money and how to secure it.
Now the property is theirs, and plans are underway for the transformation.
This is where we plan on putting our 120-foot flyway for bald eagles, osprey, crested caracara.
The property is just under 5 acres, bigger than the old one. The home is going to double as a welcome center, and
you go back into the back room there, that will be what we hope to be a laboratory and surgery.
But there is still some paperwork to be done. The center has to apply for a rezone from Sarasota County to be able to run the business here. In the meantime, the center still runs out of the old property.
We're very proud to have this second chance here in the same neighborhood, and we hope to make the most of it.
The Wildlife Center says their biggest need right now is funding. Because they're a nonprofit, every dollar is precious. Now, they will have governmental or hope to have governmental approvals and have this whole place fully operational in just over a year. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher. Breaking news out of North Sarasota. A natural gas leak at the Days Inn Motel in Sarasota has caused law enforcement to close down US 41 at Mecca Drive. The southbound lanes are now reopened, but northbound lanes are still closed. Sarasota County Fire Rescue is on scene and evacuations are being done. Traffic is also being diverted off of US 41, and there is a lot of congestion in that area. You are encouraged to avoid the area if possible.
Northport police officers and the department's volunteers are not taking the day off this holiday. Check out the volunteer service aid working hard at the intersection of US 41 and Biscayne Drive. One volunteer spent the afternoon shoveling cement off the road because of a mixer that spilled the concrete while driving. Glad to report the road is open to drivers thanks to the hard work there.
Many families in Puerto Rico are still without power months after Hurricane Maria. As of the end of 2017, about half of the country was still without electricity. That's why Duke Energy of Florida is sending additional personnel and equipment to help restore electricity. They believe it will help speed up the restoration process. The company sent more than 200 employees over the weekend, and they're joining team members from other U.S. electric companies, totaling nearly 1,500 additional workers helping with restoration efforts there in Puerto Rico.
Glad to see that's happening, although some would say, a little too late.
Right.
But still, as you said, more than a little less than half of the island still without power. So, hopefully they can speed up that process.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our weather here on the Suncoast. Bob?
67 degrees, a little bit warmer than it has been as of late. Nice afternoon, really. Temperatures did warm. Upper 60s, a little bit below average. It's 47-degree dew point temperature. Also tells us we are going to be a little warmer tonight. Mostly fair right now. North winds are at 13. That's what's so brutal is that wind, and it was strong over the weekend, making it feel much colder. 30.26 on the barometer, way up there. High pressure dominating our weather. That usually means fair skies, and that's what we're seeing. Although we are seeing a little bit of the northern tip of the subtropical jet stream now moving across South Florida, and we're getting some of that high cirrus clouds coming overhead. Should be a gorgeous sunset tonight. Send your photos and the pics, PIX at mysuncoast.com. Well, it's 48 in Jacksonville, 60 in Orlando now, 67 right here in Sarasota, 73 in Miami. And the radar picture not depicting any rainfall around here. It's dry. It's going to stay that way. Along the East Coast, there's one or two lone showers there, but most of that is, again, not all that significant at this point. Well, the sustained winds they're out of the north, and that's why we've been so cold. We got to get more of an easterly flow. to warm things up. It will happen tomorrow afternoon. We'll get back to near seasonal averages, but for the time being, it's going to be another chilly evening, but not nearly as cold as it has been. Speaking of cold, another cold front is on the way. This one is going to be a strong one. We'll have details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. At least 20 people have died as a result of the mudslides that devastated Montecito, California, and 4 people remain missing tonight. Rescue workers are actively searching for 2 adults, a teenager, and an infant. The 2-year-old father and brother are among the dead. The mudslides came in early Tuesday morning, destroying dozens of homes and damaging hundreds of others.
Latest now on that terrifying false alert in Hawaii. Nerves and anger still raw there after a veteran technician mistakenly sent an alert that a ballistic missile was incoming. That employee now removed from their position as they undergo retraining. The frightening slip-up happened just after 8 o'clock Saturday morning, which left millions scrambling to find some type of shelter.
The way this alert went out, they basically said, you're all dead in 15 minutes and left it at that. What we should have seen was some automated messages. Tell people where to go, what to do, what's the state plan. That was the real failure in this incident.
The chaos coming as tensions between the U.S. and North Korea over their nuclear program remain high. Officials knew after 3 minutes it was a false alarm, but it took 38 minutes to spread the message to everyone else.
President Donald Trump pushing back against critics who are calling him racist. This as backlash continues to grow over offensive remarks he allegedly made about Haiti and African countries. ABC's Arlette Saenz joins us with more from Washington.
A clash is erupting over what President Trump did or didn't say. The only Democrat to attend the meeting insists the president used an offensive phrase to describe African countries.
This speaks to America and its view toward immigration. It is a message to the world, and a message which I think is inconsistent with the values of this country. I don't believe the majority of Americans agree with the president.
The president is firing back on Twitter. Senator Dickey Durbin totally misrepresented what was said. 2 Republicans in that meeting initially said they didn't recall the president making vulgar remarks. Now they flat out say it didn't happen.
I'm telling you, he did not use that word, George, and I'm telling you it's a gross misrepresentation.
Also in that meeting, GOP Senator Lindsey Graham, who told a colleague that reports of the president using derogatory expressions were, quote, basically accurate. Graham told the Charleston Post and Courier today, "My memory hasn't evolved. I know what was said, and I know what I said." The purpose of that meeting, discussing ways to protect the so-called Dreamers. Democrats want Dreamer protections to be a part of a package to avoid a government shutdown on Friday. A proposed DACA deal now seems up in the air. The president blames Democrats.
Honestly, I don't think the Democrats want to make a deal. I think they talk about DACA, but they don't want to help the DACA people.
The president is also pushing back on suggestions he's racist.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed.
Lawmakers return to Washington tomorrow, and House Democrats are working on a measure to censure President Trump over his alleged remarks. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
An incredibly strange craze is dominating social media these days. It seems some American teens are taking what's called the Tide Pod Challenge, putting laundry pods in their mouths and even biting them down on them. The detergent has ingredients like ethanol, hydrogen peroxide, and polymers which can be life-threatening if ingested. Tide is aware of this craze, recently tweeting, quote, "What should Tide Pods be used for? Doing laundry, nothing else."
Beyond dangerous there. I've actually seen some reports of teens burning the inside of their mouth from it exploding, essentially.
Yeah. Weird craze.
Yeah.
And potentially deadly. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a severe flu season across the country.
How you can stay healthy even with weeks still left in the flu season.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, My passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a full-time receptionist/accounts payable administrator. AP or general accounting experience preferred. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
This flu season is shaping up to be a rough one. Kim Hutcherson has the latest info from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in today's Health Minute.
49 states reporting widespread flu activity, more than half of the country classifying it as high. California hit particularly hard with more than 24 flu-related deaths. It all adds up to a flu season matched only by the 2014 to 2015 season, the most severe in recent years. Some pharmacies are experiencing temporary shortages of flu medications. If you haven't been vaccinated, health officials say there's still time to get your flu shot. To keep the flu from spreading, the CDC recommends avoiding close contact with people who are sick. Wash your hands often. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth after touching something contaminated with germs. Also, clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces. And when you're the sick one, stay home. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Well, as we see more cases of the flu pop up across the country, will you be able to tell the difference between the flu and a common cold? Bayfront Health says they both have very similar symptoms. The common cold symptoms are within the respiratory system and often include a stuffy or runny nose, sneezing, coughing, or chest discomfort. The flu can also attack the respiratory system but can affect the entire body. And those with the virus may also have a fever, body aches, and nausea.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, that flu is getting so bad. I know that the Catholic Church here, the bishop, has suspended giving out wine because of that. That's started just yesterday. So again, it's tough going here. Amanda getting this nice shot of an empty beach. This would not normally be the case, but boy, it was quiet out there today despite the sunshine. Temperatures never managed to get above 60 here, and so thus the beach is not all that packed. And a little warmer on Tuesday, so a little warmer on Tuesday for us. And Anna Maria webcam showing nice, flat, calm conditions there in Bimini Bay. Lots of sunshine around, but a little bit cool for my taste as far as boating is concerned with that water temperature now into the low 60s for the most part. And the satellite and radar review showing clear skies over the southeast. You can see that as a result of a high pressure ridge. I mentioned those high clouds. That's the subtropical jet stream that produces some of the high cloudiness around that you see right now. And then another cold front developing. A storm system going to move through. It's going to get some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and produce some snow as far south as looks like Houston, near Houston, also near New Orleans. It will get over much of central portions of Louisiana, into Alabama, and even into Georgia. Panhandle has a chance, of getting some snow flurries once again on Wednesday. Well, the evening planner looks good for us. A little bit warmer each night, but that's not going to be around all that long. 52 degrees, the expected temperature by 11 o'clock tonight. And the trend, as far as temperatures go, we'll get a look at it. They drop again down in the 50s on Thursday for highs only in the upper 50s, really. And then look at this. Back to the 70s we go by Saturday, and that could stick around a while, too. 67 degrees now, our current temperature, and clear skies. The dew point temperature at 47, humidity at 49%, winds are out of the north at 13. The high today, 2 degrees shy of the average of 71. Well, 59 in Tallahassee right now. It's 48 degrees in Jacksonville. And you go all the way down south to Miami, it's 73 there, 67 in Key West. Here's the forecast. Now, this is a forecast of what the clouds and showers and snow is going to be doing over the next couple of days. You can see that snow showing up here in the white and blue that you see. That's snow near Houston. Houston get kind of a freezing rain snow mix there, and this is Tuesday morning, and you'll see that snow getting close to New Orleans all the way through Mississippi and northern Alabama, and then it moves close to Florida on in through Wednesday. And Wednesday morning, get a freezing rain maybe near Tallahassee and places to the north of that. Doesn't appear that we're going to get it here, but we will be cold enough for some snow here. It looks like temperatures on Thursday morning will be in the mid to upper 30s across the area. Well, as far as that wind forecast goes, northeasterly winds tomorrow to start the day off, and then those winds will switch around as we move into Wednesday. You're going to look at it. They'll really pick up, too. By Wednesday morning, it looks like midday, that front comes rushing in and winds switching around to the north-northwest. Small craft advisories will be issued for coastal waters, it looks like, on late Wednesday afternoon into Thursday morning. Well, satellite and radar picture review showing not much going on over the southeast United States as a result of that large area of high pressure, but out west, another storm system set to move on shore into California. Have to keep an eye on that. And then snow falling into Toledo earlier, South Bend, and stretching down toward Cincinnati as well as into Columbus. That snowfall, again, not a big deal in terms of heavy snow, but it's still causing some headaches for travelers throughout western portions of Pennsylvania and throughout the Ohio Valley. A windy start tomorrow for boaters at 15 knots, subsiding to 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, and a moderate chop in the bays and in the water. Sunset at 5:58, and just in 10 minutes from now, the forecast looks like this. We'll have a high of 70 tomorrow, 64 on Wednesday, then it drops down to 60 near the coast, upper 50s inland, 36 the actual low. We'll have wind chills right around 30 degrees on Thursday morning, and then a gradual warming trend through the weekend with lots of sunshine both on Saturday and on Sunday. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There is a natural gas leak at the Days Inn Motel in Sarasota that has caused law enforcement to close down US 41 at Mecca Drive. That is in the North Sarasota area. The southbound lanes are now reopened, but northbound is still closed. Sarasota County Fire Rescue is on scene and evacuations are being done. Traffic is also being diverted off of US 41. There is a lot of congestion in that area, so you are being asked and encouraged to avoid it if possible.
CVS is taking photo shopping out of the picture in its beauty products ads. The pharmacy chain says it wants to eliminate any images that have been materially altered with touch-ups. That includes changing the model's size, skin, wrinkles, and other characteristics. In a statement, CVS says there's a connection between unrealistic body images and negative health effects in young women. The new policy will be rolled out by the end of the year 2020. Honda wins top honors at this year's Detroit Auto Show. The Honda Accord took home the 2018 Car of the Year award. The Accord beating Toyota's Camry and the Kia Stinger for the prize. Volvo's XC60 won Utility of the Year, and judges chose the Lincoln Navigator for the Truck of the Year. The winners were selected by a panel of nearly 60 automotive journalists. Vehicles had to be substantially changed for the 2018 model year to be eligible.
Florida preschool-aged children can get into SeaWorld for free through the end of the year. Parents just have to register for the SeaWorld Orlando preschool card. That card is now available for registration exclusively for Florida residents. You must register by May 13th, and the offer is only valid for children who are 5 or younger at the time that they enter the park.
All right, your entertainment news is coming up next. Stay with us.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The classic film Singing in the Rain is coming to the Players Center in a live stage show opening January 17th. All the dances and all the songs you've come to know and love, all a part of our Wild Broadway series. Get your tickets now for this limited run by calling the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. You too can be singing in the rain.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
George Clooney is returning to television. The Hulu streaming service says he'll star in the upcoming limited series based on Joseph Heller's novel Catch-22. The series will run for 6 episodes. Clooney will play Colonel Cathart, who originally played by Martin Balsam in the 1970 film version of the classic book. Clooney will also co-direct and serve as executive producer for the show. The actor has not been a regular on TV since he left ER nearly 2 decades ago. Production is set to begin later this year.
A royally unprecedented TV event shedding some light on what it's like to become queen. For the first time, Britain's Queen Elizabeth talks publicly about her 1953 coronation. CNN's Max Foster reports.
Queen Elizabeth watching footage of her own coronation for the first time since being crowned 65 years ago. Her Majesty speaking openly about her procession from Buckingham Palace in this stunning gold state coach, weighing nearly 4 tons, bound for Westminster Abbey.
Horrible. It's not meant for travelling in at all. I mean, it's just not, it's only sprung on leather.
So it rocks around a lot?
It's not very comfortable.
Were you in it for a long time, then? Probably
halfway around London.
Really?
We must have gone about 4 or 5 miles. We can only go at a walking pace.
Yeah.
The horses couldn't possibly go any faster.
Right.
It's so heavy.
The Queen offering her candid thoughts about the imperial state crown, which only 3 people are even allowed to touch.
It's much smaller, isn't it? I mean, it was the same height. You know, it would have been up to about there when my father wore it.
I mean, it was huge then.
Yes, very unwieldy.
Britain's longest reigning monarch, describing the rigours of wearing such a heavy crown with its lavish diamonds and precious stones.
Fortunately, my father and I have about the same sort of shaped head. But once you put it on, it stays. I mean, it just remains itself.
You have to keep your head very still.
Yes. And you can't look down to read the speech. You have to take the speech up. Because if you did, your neck would break, or it would fall off. So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise they're quite important things.
The television special giving viewers a rare look at the crown and the sovereign sceptre also used in the Queen's coronation, which holds the world's largest clear-cut diamond. Those, along with other sacred symbols of the British monarchy, the crown jewels, have never before been filmed.
Then there are the other sacred items.
Wow, that is probably on my list of things to watch now. That looks interesting.
And that footage from 1953 looked remarkably well preserved
Right.
and clear. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty cool.
Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.